Hello, my name is Dylan Seymour. Today is March 26, 2026. This is my speech on social media effects on teens. Now my panel will introduce themselves.
Taylor Gonzalez.
Brian Evans,
Julian Silva,
Sam Quiroz,
and Jordan Mora.
Teens spend a huge part of their days online. It's one of the biggest impacts in their lives. I mean, if we really think about it, you wake up in the morning and you check your phone. You check your phone throughout the day. You even check your phone right before you go to sleep at night. It's not just something that we carry with us every day, it's now a part of our lives. But even though social media can be a positive thing and can help us stay connected, it also has some serious negative effects that we don't always notice. Social media can negatively affect children's mental health by increasing anxiety and depression. Today, I'm going to talk about three things. First, how social media increases anxiety through comparison. Second, how using it too much can cause depression and the feeling of being alone. And third, how social media affects emotions in everyday life. Most of us use social media every day, so understanding how it affects us can actually help us take better care of ourselves and avoid some of the negative effects of social media. First, let's look at how social media causes anxiety through comparison. On social media, people usually post the good parts of their lives, the fun trips they go on, the edited photos, and when we look at those, we compare ourselves to them. But what people fall short to understand is that those are the best parts of their lives. They don't post their worst days or when they're having a bad day, a bad hair day, and so we think that's their everyday life. Because of that, it creates unrealistic standards that we try to hold ourselves to. When teens see that over and over again, it can cause negative thoughts in their head, and it can make them feel like they're falling behind or they're not good enough. According to Perry, DeVrone, and Pellegrino, in their article Social Media Usage and its effects on psychological health in adolescence, social media use in teens is linked to anxiety, depression, and negative emotional outcomes. This shows that it's not just a feeling, but there's actually science to back it up. For example, a teen scrolling through perfect photos and videos might start to compare themselves, and over time that's going to affect not only themselves but also their mental idea of themselves. Besides causing anxiety, social media can also lead to depression and isolation. Spending a lot of time online can take away from real life interactions. Instead of talking to people face to face or spending time with people in person, they instead fall to their phones. They sit in their rooms and scroll on their phones. Even though social media is supposed to connect us, sometimes it does the exact opposite. Over time, this can make someone feel lonely and disconnected, even if they're constantly messaging or scrolling. According to Dozanovic and Sukic in their 2023 article, Impact on Social Media and Use on Mental Health, within adolescents and student populations, more social media use is linked to higher risk of depression or isolation in teens. This means that the more time we spend online, the more likely kids are to experience negative mental health. For example, a teen who spends most of their time online or interacting with people on apps like Discord or Instagram might start to feel alone. They're not going outside and having real life interactions with people. Instead, they're sitting in their rooms on their phone. This is my visual aid. My visual aid, you can see a boy sitting in his room alone at night, surrounded by a bunch of notifications. So yes, he might think that he's connecting with friends because he's texting them on social media or on FaceTime or getting all these notifications, but really these notifications can lead to the feeling of being overwhelmed or comparison, or also feeling lonely, feeling isolated in your room. That pressure can build over time, and it can affect not only your mood, but also your focus and your overall stress level. Perry and her team also found that frequent social media use can increase stress and affect teens' emotional state. For example, feeling like you have to rely on messages keeps up streaks or constantly checking notifications can create anxiety and mental exhaustion without you even realizing it. It becomes something that feels normal, something that you just do every day over and over and over again. but that leads to depression, anxiety, and feeling alone. As we've seen, social media affects anxiety, depression, and your emotional state. Social media is a big part of teens' everyday life, and it's probably not going away anytime soon. But just because it's normal doesn't mean it doesn't have consequences. Today, we talked about how social media increases anxiety through comparison. We talked about how it increases the risk of depression and isolation, and how it affects your emotions in your everyday life. Being more aware of these effects can help you build healthy habits and boundaries within social media. We can start to set those boundaries, take breaks when needed, and make healthier choices when it comes to using social media. Even small changes like limiting your screen time on certain apps to maybe 30 minutes or an hour a day can make a huge difference. So I encourage all of you to set some boundaries. Go outside, as the teens say nowadays, go touch some grass. Thank you. That is all.